And now we're going to start a tutorial for project 4. For this project, it says to create a web of 2 of the 4 types of seeds mentioned in the parable. The center bubble should say parable of the seeds. We're going to increase the size of the center bubble to 20. Have child bubbles, those are the little offshoot bubbles from each one, for 2 different types of seed with an additional child bubble explaining what happened to that seed. Have at least one picture with the web and have your name at the top. So we're going to go ahead, open up Chrome, log into Google Docs, click on More, Lucidchart, and we're going to be creating a new document that's going to be a blank flowchart. Here we go. I'm going to call it Parable of the Seeds. So let's see, we'll go back and it says that we should have a center bubble of at least a size 20. So remember, I'm going to need to go to More Shapes. I'm going to turn these off because I don't need them, and I want to turn on the mind mapping. So now I'll drag into my main one. We're going to call it Parable of the Seeds. And I'm going to go ahead and click and highlight the whole thing and bring my size up to 20. There we go. That's the one we can change the colors. We're going to stick with their auto layout for now. So once I've clicked on that bubble, I can press Tab. Going back to my project, have child bubbles for 2 different types of seeds. So let's look at our reading. And he began again to teach by the seaside, and there was gathered unto him a great multitude, so that he entered into a ship and sat in the sea, and the whole multitude was by the sea on the land. And he taught them many things by parables. And he said unto them in his doctrine, Hearken, behold, there went out a sower to sow. And it came to pass, as he sowed, some fell by the wayside, and the fowls of the air came and devoured it. Some fell on the stony ground, where it had not much earth, and immediately sprang up, because it had no depth of earth. But when the sun was up, it was scorched, and because it had no root, it withered away. And some fell among the thorns, and the thorns grew up and choked it, and it yielded no fruit. And others fell on good ground, and did yield fruit that sprang up and increased, and brought forth some 30, some 60, and some 100. And this is a reading from the Gospel of Mark. So I'm going to choose 2 of those seeds. Let's see, I'll pick the first one and the last one. The first one, came to pass, he sowed, so the ones that seeds on the wayside. So seeds on the wayside. Click off, click back on it, and press Tab, and these were eaten by birds. Then I'll come back to my main one, Tab, seeds on good ground. Click back on Tab, grew, they sprang up and they increased. Let's see. So I'm going to use that as 2, sprang up. Come back to that parent one, Tab, increased. Now I can bring this around to the other direction. Make sure everything kind of stays on my page. Add my image. Maybe I want to have a picture of some birds. And I'm gonna pick that one. I like that one. Remember, you only need to have one picture, just kind of playing right now. And the next thing I need to make sure I do is have a text box, going back to my thing, have my name at the top of the page. So I'll go ahead. This project will need to be printed and turned into me. You can put it in my box, or you can just send it to my room, but putting it in my mailbox is probably the best bet. So remember, once I've done that, I need to go to File, Print. It's going to convert it into a PDF. I will tell it I want to keep it. I will open my PDF and I will print that. So that's our project in Lucidchart.